What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve from GraphicDesignerTips.com. Happy New Year to all of you. It is 2014, a couple days in, and in this video, I'm going to be speaking about goals for this year as a graphic designer, but technically goal setting can really be for any industry, so you can just kind of fill in the blank, but this is more geared towards my viewership, obviously, of designers. So we're going to talk about goal setting. What is goal setting? Goal setting is setting a goal that you can strive to achieve for. Now, if you're not happy with the results or whatever happened last year in 2013, that's okay because it's in the past. We're in 2014 now. You have a fresh, brand new slate. I mean, every day is a new day basically, but it's a little bit special when the whole year starts because you can really set your goals and strive for them. You have 12 months. Now, yes, goal setting, it's a little bit scary because you're basically saying you're going to do something, and if you don't do it, you're going to feel pretty bad about it. We've all been through it. I've been through it. But the truth of the matter is, when you set a goal, a long-term goal, and I'm going to talk about different types of goals we could set here, but when you set a long-term goal and you work at it every month and every week and every day, even if you don't hit that long-term goal, say your yearly goal, you're still going to be further than you are right now sitting at your computer watching this. Any work you do, you might go further than you want to, or you might get under where you want to, but it doesn't matter. As long as you're doing something, good things are going to happen. If you're just sitting there stagnant, nothing's going to happen. So the more work you do, the more magic you create for yourself, the law of attraction or whatever you want to call it, and that's what's going to get you to your goals. All right, so now we're going to talk about setting some goals. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take out a pen, and you want to take out a piece of paper. And you really want to focus and think, where do you want to be this day next year? Now, as a graphic designer, I can give you a couple of ideas. These are goals that I've always had, and I continue to make goals, and you always want to continue to make goals to get to the next step, the next level. But goals could be, I want to get my logo designed for my own graphic design company so people will take me more seriously. My business cards. I want to get my website up. Get a portfolio together so when you sit down with somebody, you have stuff to show them. Because when it comes to graphic design, most of it is visual. If somebody likes what you're visually showing them, you don't have to say anything. You just have to flip the pages, and their jaw is going to be like this, and you're going to sell the job flawlessly. Okay? Other goals could be joining a networking group to get more business, setting up your social media profiles, whatever. They could be small goals, whether you're just a beginning artist or if you're an artist who's been doing this for a while, to get even a higher end of goals, get a better job, get your resume finished. But a big one is getting a job or getting your first client, because that's ultimately what we want. And that's not, in a far, far away land. Like, this is actually possible. You can get this stuff that you want if you break it down into what you need to do at certain periods of the year. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about real quick, I want to jump back to a time when I was in college. And one of the best things I started to learn had nothing to do with graphic design. It had to do with thought process. And I started reading tons of networking books and positive thinking books and all types of business books and leadership books. And because of all of that, that's what started me wanting to become my own boss or be in my own business, because I want to run things myself. So the first thing you need to do is you need to change your mentality a lot. All right? You need to stop saying, I'm going to try and do this. I'd like to do this. You're going to start saying, I'm going to do this. I will do this. And you need to start believing it. And even if you don't believe it, the more you say it, the more you're going to believe it. You're going to, basically fake yourself into believing it, all this subconscious stuff. Eventually, it's going to be like, you're going to say it over and over, and you may not believe it totally, but then you're going to start thinking it is possible. So we're going to talk about how you should be setting these goals. Now, what I like to do is I set goals, for everything. But when it comes to the beginning of the year, it's really easy to set a goal for a year away. So by this time next year, basically, I want to be in this spot. That's your yearly goal. Whatever it is, if you want to get your first client, that's what we're really going to talk about, because I get emails all the time by you graphic artists that say, what can I do? I just want to get my own client. Now, you need to break that up into, well, I like to say the halfway point of the year, the 6-month mark, where you start to reevaluate where you are. But really what you want to break it down into monthly goals weekly goals and daily goals. Okay? You want to have some type of a schedule that, say you want to get your first client, but you have nothing. You just started learning tutorials online. Hopefully you'll learn in mine and tons of other great ones out there by other artists. What are you going to do? What are the steps in the videos and things that you need to learn and get done to get this client? You know, you need to get your business set up. You need to have a name. You need to have business cards. You need to have a website. You need to have social media pages so they realize you're an artist that knows what they're doing. Then you're not just a graphic artist, you're also a tech savvy person. You want to have personality skills. You want to have, like I said, portfolio pieces to show them in hand. Get a little briefcase, get a nice computer. All these things are things that you want as a part of your main goal. Now you need to break it down by month. Where do you want to be every month? Maybe this month I just focus on, or you just focus on, excuse me, your logo, because that's one of the most important things. That's one of the hardest things to do. I rebranded myself like 2 years ago, and it took a couple months to really just get this idea that was in my head on, finalized. So maybe the first month you just make sure you get your logo done. The second month you make sure, or maybe the next 2 months you make sure you get your website done. Now, weekly goals are something that you're going to do every week no matter what. So maybe you pick one night a week to do the same thing. Maybe you send out a tweet once a week, or you send out a Facebook message about your services once a week, or you read a new blog post about graphic design once a week. That would be a weekly goal. To learning something new every week, or adding something to your portfolio a week can be another one. Like for instance, I always say, if you don't have clients, the best thing you can do is, with the free time you have, is make your own graphic design projects. Make up fictitious logos and advertisements and make them totally unique, and then put them in your own portfolio. So when you sit down with somebody, they're not going to ask where these companies are. They're not going to do a search. They're gonna get a vibe from you, and they're gonna learn from what you're trying to teach them and your knowledge, and that's where they're going to feel confident. And then looking at your work, they're not going to say, I've never heard of this company. You can even say, I haven't gotten any clients, I'm just starting out, but these are projects that I've done, and I've done them from scratch. So that is definitely when it comes to a weekly goal. And daily goals is just anything you want to. Maybe it's just thinking positive daily. Well, like I said before, when I said take out the pen and write down your goals, what I used to do is I used to take a dry erase marker, and I used to write on all my mirrors. I used to write them on my car rear view mirror. I used to write things like positive messages like all day. So maybe that's a daily thing. A daily thing is you think positive every day, or you think of another positive affirmation, or you just do something else. You got to have a daily. It's got to be consistent, because once you get stagnant and you stop doing stuff, it's like when you stop going to the gym, you lose your momentum. It's all about momentum. You're going to get to a point in your graphic design career, and many of you are at this point right now, or many of you haven't gotten there yet, but you're going to go from no work to I want so much work, and then you're going to get so much work at one time, and you're going to be so overwhelmed, but that's what you really wanted in the end. So goal setting is what's going to prepare you for all this stuff too. So always be setting goals. All right, so once again, get that pen out and start writing down your goals. In fact, write them in the comments below, so next year you can come back to this video if you need more motivation, and you can look at what you wrote and see if you owned up to it. All right, like I said, you might fall short of your goal, and that's okay. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed if you put it out there to all your friends and family and say, I'm going to be here next year, and you fall short of it. You know what? There's nothing worse than doing nothing. As long as you do a little bit of something, something's going to happen. But you need to have some kind of structure and some kind of a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're just going to go around in circles and waste your own time. So I hope that helped motivate you a little bit. Like I said, we're a few days into the year. I figured, why not? And I put out a lot of videos like this, obviously many tutorials and just, thought processes and stuff like that. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know your goals. What is your goal for 2014 as a graphic designer? Is it to get your own client? Is it to get your website up? Is it to hire more people, meaning that you're really so busy? What is it? What is it that you are going after this year? And I hope next year you check back at this little form and you can even reply and let me know that you got even well and beyond that goal. So my name is Steve Looney from GraphicDesignerTips.com. I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.